What's poppin', Chop Squad? It's your local Kingdom Hype Boy here, Slate D-Biggs for AnimeMCS, here today to talk about Kingdom Chapter 632, Rejoining the Fight. Although it's not much of a fight anymore. So I feel like this one's going to be kind of long. There's a lot that I wanted to go over. I have 3 full pages of things, for God's sake. We start where we left off with Shin suddenly standing up, and all of the Hishin units' tears of grief turn into tears of relief. It's described as a storm of cheers. Just imagine, I mean, their numbers were thinned. They're not a full 8,000 man unit right now. But imagine like 8,000 people going from repeatedly yelling, Shin, Shin, get up, and crying, to just like blowing up with excitement. Thunderous, if anything. Shin doesn't even know what's going on. He has no idea he died. Everything he experienced in what I'm gonna call purgatory feels like a distant dream that's difficult for him to recall. While everyone is trying to make their way to Shin, Karyo-Tin is holding him, thanking God that he's alive. He notices Kyokai motionless on the ground. And now we go to our sweet girl, Kyokai. So Kyokai is in the light. She's in the world of light, speaking with her sister Shoni. The technique that Kyokai used is touted as taboo because it goes against the base philosophy of the Shiyu tribe. It's something that they're absolutely not supposed to use or really be able to use, but they still pass it down. And I think Shoni definitely lied to Kyokai in the past, telling her it's a bunch of hooey to protect her. Shoni asks her when she became so in love with Shin, and Kyokai tries to play it off as like, oh, we're just comrades in arms. Yeah, right. You already told him you want to marry him, have his babies, you want to be with him for your whole life. You're just trying to... She's not very good at being expressive, which I understand, especially based on how she was raised, but she's coming along. So Shoni changes the form of the question to, when did you become so interested in him? And Kyokai, dude, her face when she says this is so adorable. Basically right when she met Shin, she was interested in him. And whenever she's asking her about being in love with Shin and she tries to play it off, Shoni asks her, so would you do it for the buck teeth guy? LOL, no? Damn, man, our boy Bihei needs some love. Shoni straight up tells her that she's kind of pissed off about it, and she's jealous. Her life was taken from her. She didn't get the chance really to experience all these things, and that's heartbreaking. But this conversation is something that Kyokai really needed. I feel like it brings some clarity to Kyokai, and this is honestly just a really touching, sweet moment, and I'm really glad that we got to experience it. Sweet time is over. Shoni asks Kyokai to sit down properly. We're gonna have a real talk now. They get into a proper, polite sitting position on the knees, and Shoni tells Kyokai she has bad news for her and 2 pieces of good news. The bad news: obviously, Kyokai's lifespan has been shortened due to this. There's no way that she was going to make it out of there unless it was for the GOATs, Shosa and Kyogai. Saved her ass. Also, in general, because her lifespan has been shortened and because she used this technique, the embers of her life have dimmed. She can never use this insane technique ever again. Thank God. And there are other Shiyu techniques that she can no longer utilize. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's going to have something to do with her trance. Whether she can go into a trance or not, she's still a fantastic swordsman. And I think this is a great chance for Kyokai's character to develop more. I mean, she's already, like, obviously one of my favorite characters. She's just so damn adorable. But also a mean bitch. Kyokai wishes the conversation could continue. Shoni tells her that her time is running out before she's going to wake up, so she needs to get this out quick. Kyokai doesn't want this conversation to end, and I totally understand that. So now we get to the 2 pieces of good news that Shoni had for her. And we get blue-balled. Thanks, Hara. I don't know what kind of good news from Shoni and Kyokai's perspective could have come out of all this, but I can't wait to find out what it is. I really hope Kyokai remembers this, because she was told, and I'm sure she's going to, they're not just going to blue ball us like this and drop it, but she was told that this whole conversation that she just had, her whole experience here, is going to be very difficult to remember. It's gonna feel like a dream, similar to how Shin's come out of it. So Kyokai opens her eyes in Shin's lap, and it's fucking adorable! Everyone goes through a second round of cheering. They're all stoked. Kyokai's up now, Shin's up, everything's good. Bihei starts giving Shin shit for not remembering exactly what happened in Purgatory and Kyokai saving him. But Kyokai just leaves it as no big deal. She's coughing. She's terribly injured. She's hurt. She just went through this whole experience. There's no way that she's hopping on a horse or joining any fight. So our girl is going to get the rest that she needs and deserves. In the middle of all this, Moten and Ohon show up, just like I knew they would. I knew they'd hear that Shin died, and they would go to see, like, him. They would be there, because they're his fucking friends. And their friendship is beautiful. Their rivalry is beautiful. Moten says, damn, we heard that you died, so we came here. We were really worried. But looks like that was all for naught. And Ohon, so tsundere, he's like, I wasn't worried. What are you talking about? I don't care. Yeah. Shut up, Ohon. Damn, I love all the interactions that we get with all of these dudes. Shin, Moten, and Ohon, amazing chemistry. And it sucks to say that we might end up not seeing too much of this later on in the story, because after this whole thing is said and done, at the award ceremony, Moten and Shin, for sure, are bound to become generals. As well as Ohon. Ohon had many accomplishments, but I can totally see his father, Osen, recommending that he not become a general yet, because he got pretty pissed off at him when he showed up to save his father with only like 20 men. It was a dumb, misguided judgment on Ohon, but he loves his father and he was going to save him. But with only 20 men, he very well could have cut his way through there and just died too. So I totally understand Osen being very upset. And this might tarnish everything that Ohon and his unit did this whole war, but I don't think it really will. I think he's going to be a general. So, after this conversation, that Ohon, Moten, and Shin have. A couple other dudes ride up, and they're like, hey, why aren't you giving chase to Riboku? Not listening to your superiors might get you court-martialed. Like, this is some serious shit. And there's no way it's going to. But if this affects, like, Shin's promotion in some way, I'm going to be pissed. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I really don't. So they realize, oh shit, yeah, we've all just been standing around. Karyoten starts ordering everyone to gather up. Everyone is getting back into formation. They're setting up to give chase to Riboku. But they don't have, like, orders from Osen to get everyone together and give chase to Riboku. Of course, the couple units that were there, that's their obligation. Shin asks Moten what the situation is right now, because obviously Moten was on the whole other side of the army. What the hell are you doing here? So Moten sums it up for Shin. Riboku escaped. Zhao had a very coordinated withdrawal. Akakin and his army have given chase to Riboku, but there's no news from them yet, which is bad news. I really hope that Akakin comes out of this, and I can't wait to see who out of our main trio of like Shin, Ohon, and Moten, Akakin ends up joining. Because there's been a lot of time put into Akakin during this whole thing. It would be insane if he joined the High Shin unit as well, which is going to be the Shin army. Shin has so many distinguished fighters and like powerful members of his army, though. It would be kind of weird if like all of these super talented people keep joining him. But there's also a reason why Shin is supposed to be touted as the great general that basically helped completely unify China. He's got to have powerful people under him. But Moten and Ohon really could use some more, I think. Shin recognizes that his unit completely shut down because he fell. And he's trying to blame himself, but Moten reassures him. Riboku, he stood around and waited to watch their duel, the duel that Shin and Hoken had, to completion. So he was very confident he was going to escape regardless. I don't think there's anything that they could have really done to stop Riboku from escaping. And with the full-scale retreat of the Zhao army, the battle, the blood-soaked sweat, tears, 2 weeks of fighting at Shukai Plains has come to a close. And Chin is victorious. Now, as far as Riboku liberating the siege on Gyo, I don't see that happening. I think I said this in a review already, but I'm pretty sure Riboku's going to show up to Gyo and Konki is already going to have that shit on lock. But I guess we'll find out. I'm really wondering how far Hara's going to dig into the rest of what's going to happen here with Chin setting up and stabilizing the areas that they just took. How much is he gonna put towards Riboku trying to stop the siege of Gyo? I wouldn't mind if they really dug into it and gave us all the information that we need, but we can cliff note it, right? Just go back to Chin and give me the awards ceremony and start the next arc. I'm hyped for this shit. I think that there's going to be a time skip after this, possibly. I really wouldn't mind some kind of training rest period montage. I just really like seeing all of our old school Hishin unit boys reacting and getting together. I want to see all the troops they bring in, their new army. Oh man, it's gonna be beautiful. But damn, this was a long review. Woo! The Western Zhao invasion arc is finally coming to a close. It's been an insane ride, and I can't wait to get into the rest of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. I most certainly loved this chapter. How did you feel about it? What do you think the future is for the Shin Army? And how do you think this whole Gyo situation is going to turn out? And since there is no break, praise the Lord, I will see you next week for the next Kingdom review. Peace out, y'all.